Well, Mr. Phillips, as you're speaking, my mind is going back to something which was shown on TV, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, some school in some part of Lagos, and I saw the nature of the desks. Some of them had no chairs. Some of the students were sitting on windowsills. And I'm saying, there must be thousands and thousands of schools like this in Nigeria.
Of course they are.
So where does the transformation start? When I think of my desk when I was in Holy Child College, I mean, a classroom like that now would look like a classroom in the UK. Yeah. Fans and everything, well ventilated. Each student had a chair. There were only 25 of us in the classroom. I mean, that now is so far back in memory that it's like, that was in my other life.
You're talking about secondary school. How about the universities?
The conditions.
It's unbelievable. And the things that if we train our children in that environment, how on earth do we want them to train others? And how on earth do we want them to be global?
Turn out
to be. Yeah. And so when you begin to suffer from all these low-level and non-achieving status, it's the way they've been brought up. They've been raised to know nothing else but what they present. So the transformation must happen.
This around?
On the multiplier effect of some of these things. For instance, technical and vocation is almost nil.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the critical mass of people who really can use their hands to get things done. Now we have a situation where foreigners are becoming masons. Foreigners are doing the carpentry work that needs to be done, some of the plumbing and all that. That's like the lowest low that we can go. So frankly, for me as a person, we really should declare a state of emergency when it comes to education. Because even when you have the money, it's not something you can do overnight. Look at the issue of teachers. There are many teachers who honestly cannot read and write perfectly. Now, because they just find it a convenient point of departure to earn a living. As far as they're concerned, it's just a way to earn whatever they need to earn. It's not about the future of the child or, or the emancipation of the country.
What are they teaching?
Nothing, frankly. And I was also going to point out some of the, I think there are, flickers of hope in some states, I won't name names, where they seem to have prioritized education. You can see a turnaround because they know it's a fundamental problem. And it has to be a holistic approach in terms of, one, correcting the attitude and the orientation of the teachers. You have to fill the gaps, the skills gap that they lack. You have to treat them well. They have, like you said, ma'am, to be the light, the candle, in the society. You have to look at the issue of infrastructure, and not just for today. How do you manage infrastructure for education in a way that's sustainable? That over a period of time, that thing can be regenerated. You have a way of managing those resources of that infrastructure in such a way that by the time it times out, there's a replenishment. So it's not like, okay, you have good desks for 5 years, and then what happens when they start going bad? You have to look at the issue of curricula. And now there's a great deal of disjoint in terms of what people learn and the kind of aptitude that they come up with. We have a lot of students, a lot of graduates from university today that you can't employ. Some of them, most of them can speak good English. In fact, many of them have absolutely no ambition. They just went through a brick and mortar for 4 years and they come out and they're just wandering around. It's really bad. It's really,
and they would not have any ambition because it's like, well, what on earth am I going to university for? Because I'm not going to get a job. There's no work out there. There's nothing that's really motivating me. What will motivate me for me to know that, you know what, if you go in there, get a damn good degree, you've got a job waiting or a job that you can go and compete for. But at the moment, it's just like, why would I bother? So, we can talk about all these things and we can go round and round and round. And if you tell me, where's the first point of departure? For me, we've got to put money into education.
At the summit, and we are waiting to hear the outcomes of the interesting things you have discussed with us this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sunrise will return momentarily with the home stretch, my partner's favorite part of the program.
Well, the home stretch this morning is different, and it is very different, but stay around.